So what do you want? I want to feel abundant. I want to feel expansive in my life. I want to feel like I can fully trust this calling that I'm stepping into. Whatever it is, helping your clients make those powerful internal representations of visuals for them or feeling states for them to tap into, that is going to help them so much when it comes to focusing their energy on what they want as opposed to what they don't want. Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Badass manifestors, welcome back to another episode. I'm so excited for solo today. I am literally flying so high. We just got off our 3-day live event for the Quantum Coaching Academy. It is our virtual 3-day event where we have 3 intensive coach training days, and it's the first 3-day event where I have Maverick, my son, and it's just been super cool to really start to be back at work and be in full mom mode, have support at home. I was like taking breaks from teaching on our break time, and I would be pumping, I would be having lunch, I'm playing with him, and then I get to go back to work. And it really is just such a dream come true to be able to have this full life and do everything that I truly love to do. So it's just such a blessing, and I'm so energized about it. A quick announcement before I dive into today's content, which is so much fun. And I say content because it's actually content that is directly from the Quantum Coaching Academy. So whether or not you want to become a coach, you're going to really enjoy today's episode because it's all about putting your goals into the future. This is something that I teach our students inside of QCA how to facilitate, literally helping your client take their manifestation and put it on their timeline out into the future. So we're going to do this today. But before I do, I just want to leave a reminder that this is the last week to get on the QCA savings list. If you are not on the savings list, this is our pre-enrollment wait list to join the Quantum Coaching Academy at a discounted tuition price, which is up to $1,500 off. If you pay in full, it's $1,500 off. If you have a payment plan, which we have many amazing payment options, it's $1,000 off. So if you've been thinking about it, if you're like, I've been meaning to get on that savings list, I really want to get on that savings list, this is literally the last week, and then it's going bye-bye until next year. So make sure that you get on there, because that is the only time and only place that we ever offer a discounted tuition rate, the opportunity to save up to $1,500. So go to the link in the show notes, click it, join the list, and you will be prompted to apply early, get on a call with our team, and really sit down to know, is this the right fit? Is this the next step for me? We are zero pressure. We are all about helping you find what's right for you, and that is all. So get on it if you haven't yet. And now we're going to get into today's episode. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're going to be putting a goal into the future. So this is going to be more experiential today. So if you're listening, great, you can still do this. But if you have the opportunity to really sit down and focus and get there with me, that would be great too. So this is such a powerful tool that we teach our students because we want them to be able to help their clients get this really powerful internal representation of the reality that they want to create. And here's the thing about manifestation. Some people are more visual. They're really good at visualizing things. Some people are more kinesthetic. They can feel that reality deeply, or they could feel the feeling of what they want to create in their life, and they're more feelers. And then there's people that are more auditory, where they have to hear something. They have to hear it for it to be real. And so I'm curious if you know what you lean more into. Are you a little bit of everything? Do you feel like you're more visual? Do you feel like it's easy for you to visualize things in your mind's eye? Or are you more of the feeler type? And so this exercise works so powerful because it really does pull on, whether you're more visual, kinesthetic, or auditory, it pulls on all of those representational systems. And we teach a lot about representational systems in QCA because if you have a client who's more visual, you're going to use words that lean into that representational system. And as we teach neuro-linguistic programming inside of our program, it's really about helping someone create internal representations. Those are called IRs, right? Internal representations inside of our mind, in our subconscious mind, where if we, through our coaching, can speak to the subconscious mind, which we teach you how to do, and we can help our clients have powerful, positive internal representations towards the direction of what they're manifesting, of what they want to create, it's going to become a lot easier for their subconscious mind to get on board to creating it. And I like to think of the subconscious mind kind of like the universe, where, it doesn't understand negatives. So if you're thinking about something that you want to create and you're like, well, I don't want it to be this way and I don't want it to be that way, it doesn't hear the word don't. It's just hearing what you don't want, right? It's hearing the negative side of that. So if you're saying, I don't want to be in debt, it's just hearing debt. It doesn't understand the word don't. So what do you want? I want to feel abundant. I want to feel expansive in my life. I want to feel like I can fully trust this calling that I'm stepping into, whatever it is. Having those, helping your clients make those powerful internal representations of visuals for them or feeling states for them to tap into, that is going to help them so much when it comes to focusing their energy on what they want as opposed to what they don't want. Because it is way too easy to stay focused on what we don't want sometimes. We can go down this rabbit hole and it just seems like we are in a big hole of dissatisfaction. And I always say this, I don't think that money is the root of all evil. I think dissatisfaction is the root of all evil, because when we say that our current reality is not enough, or when we say that our dreams are not enough, or what we've created so far isn't enough, we're just living in this dissatisfied space. And what does that say to the universe? That says that nothing is enough, which really means that you're not enough, because what we see outside of ourselves is truly how we feel about ourselves. And the way that we see and feel about life is the way that we really actually see and feel about ourselves. So I could go on and on about that, but let me just get into the goods here. Let's create some positive internal representations. And maybe you've never heard of that said that way before, and maybe you're learning something brand new right now, which I'm all about as well. So let's put a goal and vision into your future, okay? So here is the steps that you want to take for this. And if you want to come back to this and journal later, if you don't want to do it right now on the spot, that's fine. But here are the steps that you need to take. And I feel like this first step that I'm going to tell you is so underlooked. It is something that is so simple and so powerful, but people just don't know about it. So here's what it is. You want to discover the evidence, okay? You want to know and you want to ask yourself, number one, what is your goal? Okay, I think that's like a given. What is the vision that you have for yourself? What is the goal? What do you want? And then you want to ask yourself, what is the very last thing that will happen to let you know that you've got the goal? What's that very, very last thing that will take place that will be your evidence procedure to know that you've got it? Such a good question, right? And so, for example, I was doing this with a student as a demo in QCA yesterday, and she was like, I am selling out my first ever retreat. And she was like, the last thing that will happen is I will see that last PayPal payment come through. And I'm like, yes, that's that end result imagery that we're looking for. We're living and we're creating from that very end result. That's how she'll know that the whole thing is done. It's sold out. She sold out her first retreat. It's happening. Okay. So that's number one. What's that very last thing that will happen? Number two, you have to create an internal representation, like I was just talking about. How do we create an internal representation? So you want to help your client, if you're doing this with someone else, but you want to help yourself get into what you will see, feel, and hear once you have that very last thing that will happen. So for example, with the retreat, and she was visualizing seeing the last PayPal payment come through. So I asked her, how does that feel to you? How does it feel emotionally, and how does it feel in your body? And she said it feels so exciting and so amazing, and it feels so tingly and expansive. And we're like, okay, great. And what are you seeing? I'm seeing the PayPal payment come through on my phone. Like I see it coming through and I see what it says. I'm like, awesome, beautiful. Okay. And then what are you hearing? I'm hearing myself screaming. I'm so excited. I'm screaming. I'm jumping up and down. So we have a whole visual here. I feel so proud of myself. So even more emotions were coming out when I asked her those questions. And so we have a very powerful, positive, clear internal representation. You want to make sure that they're visual, that they're auditory and kinesthetic. So when you're doing your manifestation and you're putting a goal into the future, you really want to tap into what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and what you're hearing. And if it's appropriate, what you're tasting and what you're smelling. You want to bring the whole body, the whole being into it. That makes sense, right? It's not just about visualization, or it's not just about feeling into it. It's about bringing it all together. And I feel like this is a step that a lot of people miss. And it's okay if you're not super strong at visualizing, or if you're not super strong at feeling, whatever. But bringing them together, trying to create that picture in your mind and making it more of a movie in your mind that feels really real to you. And it feels really real because you know what that very last step is. That having that last step, when she said like, okay, I see that PayPal notification come in on my phone, that's not a hard visualization, you know? So she was able to tap into that. And having that very last step really helps bring this to life, okay? So here's the next step. Are you ready? Okay. The next step is you want to see that whole internal representation. You want to step into that picture like you're seeing it through your own eyes. So you want to see it through your own eyes. And here's another trick in visualization, and I know I've talked about this before, but it's switching perspectives. So you want to see it from your own eyes, and then you want to step out of that picture and see yourself having the experience outside of yourself. Imagine like you're a camera on the wall watching yourself have that experience. Okay? So you want to get into that picture, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, what you're hearing, step into the picture, feel it, see it, and hear it. And then you want to step out of the picture and watch yourself having that experience. Okay? When you're in that space and you can really watch yourself having that experience, I want you to take 4 deep breaths and breathe life into that moment that you're seeing, that moment that you're then going to place into the future. And we're not there yet. I'm going to tell you when. So I want to just give you a second to figure out what is that very last step for you. And let's go there for a minute. I want you to just float down into your body once you have it. And I want you to see it, and I want you to feel it, and I want you to hear everything that you hear, whether it's in your head or outside of yourself. Like really go there right now and breathe life into that and look through your own eyes. Breathe it all in and really turn up the dials. Like I want to give you the knobs on a TV set, and if it feels good, make it even brighter in your mind. If that feeling that you feel is a little bit dim, I want you to turn that feeling up. If it's a still picture, see if you could turn it into a movie. Make it as real as you possibly can right now. And when you've got it just where you want it, looking through your own eyes, I want you to imagine that you are a camera on the wall looking down, watching yourself have that experience. Watching yourself have this manifestation come to fruition. This thing that you've wanted for so long. This creation. It's so real. It's so vivid. You're seeing yourself having that experience. And right there, as you see yourself having that experience, take 4 deep, life-giving breaths into this moment. Breathe in, energizing the fuck out of this moment. Let it go. Breathe in again. Breathe in. Oh, yeah. Clear it out. Breathing life into it. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Let it go. Breathe in one more time. And let it go. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, right now, I want you to take that picture that you've created, and I want you to float right above the moment of now and turn around to face your future. And maybe it's not turning. Maybe you already are facing the future. So go ahead right now and float to the date in the future where that moment takes place. Go there right now. You can go there as quickly as you'd like. There is no time to the subconscious. Time is not linear. So as you go there now, I want you to take that internal representation of that moment that you've created. And I want you to lift your arms up, and I want you to just slam that image down into your timeline. Slam it right down into that moment. You're stamping it. You're cementing it right there into that future point. And I want you to notice the change that happens in both directions, from this future point back to now, and from this future point all the way out into the future, even further. The ripple effect of that moment that you've just created for yourself. And so it is. Say that to yourself. And so it is. It's done. It is done. And now come back to now on your timeline. Float all the way down, back to now. Float down into your body and come back into the room. Come back into the space. Open your eyes. Hello, hello. We did it. It's done. How amazing is that? Do this as many times as you want. Listen to this over and over again and create all of your future manifestations this way. It is my favorite way to create. It is such a powerful tool to use as a coach, and I just gave it to you. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's also very powerful to do no matter what you're, in any capacity, whether you're a coach or not. So take this tool, run with it. Let me know how it feels when you take your trip on the timeline. And if this sounds like something you would love to get certified in, we do certify in time technique. So time techniques is an NLP tool, and we can go on the timeline and heal past generational wounds. We can heal past life stuff. We can heal stuff from this lifetime. We can let go of anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt. We train our coaches to facilitate timeline technique to release limiting decisions such as I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, whatever your deepest inner critic tells you. You made a decision a long time ago that you were not something that you say that you're not, and we can help you fully release that on the timeline. That is the power of the work that we do inside of QCA. Time technique has been one of the most transformational tools that I believe has taken me from broken to healed. And it's helped me create massive success in my business. It's helped me create massive success in my relationships. And I know the power that our students feel from this technique. We just facilitated it and learned it yesterday, or learned how to facilitate time technique yesterday. And it's one of the tools that literally took my entire coaching to a whole nother level. My clients were having such profound shifts from this technique that I I was constantly blown away and still am. So I just want to invite you to take your coaching to another level if you're already a coach and you don't have this under your toolbox. Or if you are stepping into it, you'll be stepping into a certification program that certifies you in 8 modalities that, the industry really needs. It's time to, really, I don't want to say stand out, because it's not just about standing out. It's about being deeply in integrity with knowing how to take someone through something so powerful and so deep, and being able to hold really deep space for your clients and for yourself. So I want to invite you again to get on the wait list, the savings list. It is the last opportunity, and you will get certified in so many beautiful tools. This is just one of them. Imagine, this is literally like the thing we did today is literally just the tip of the iceberg. Maybe not even the tip. Okay. That's what I got for you today. Thank you so much for listening, for tuning in, for being part of our beautiful, amazing, powerhouse-filled community. And I can't wait for next week. And if you have any questions about QCA, feel free to DM me. My DMs are open. I'm here to help you make the most empowered decision. It's a huge decision to make, and I want to help you make the most empowered one. So I'm here to support you, and so is my team. So we can't wait to welcome you if it's something that you decide to do. Have the most amazing rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at Manifest with Ash. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.